Hello everyone! We are here with
Dr. Woitiez, I'm internist and infectious diseases specialist.
And what is your message to raise awareness on hepatitis A?
It's important to consider hepatitis A, eat clean food, drink clean water, and if you have symptoms, let's get tested.
Yeah, thank you!
Yes. In what ways can you contract hepatitis A?
You can contract hepatitis A through contaminated food and water. That's the most common route of getting it. Rarely there's sexual contact involved, but usually it's contaminated food and water.
Okay. Yeah. And how does it affect the liver? Because Hep-A means liver, so how does it really affect the liver?
It can cause hepatitis. It's an infection of the liver, and it can cause inflammation of the liver tissue. And what people experience is pain in the right upper abdomen, where the liver is located, and sometimes they feel nauseous as well, and they can have yellow eyes and yellow skin color. Jaundice, exactly, yes.
How does it compare to the other versions of hepatitis like B or C?
So what's pretty unique for hepatitis A is that it doesn't give a chronic infection. So it's always an acute infection, and it goes away after the infection. Hepatitis B and C give a chronic liver infection, or can give a chronic liver infection. More permanent, it can stay, and hepatitis A always goes away.
Okay. And why is there no cure for hepatitis A?
Why there's no cure for hepatitis A? Because the doctors and researchers haven't been smart enough to discover something yet, I guess. Too busy with other things, and I think it's maybe not a priority, because usually it's mild infections and it goes away by itself.
Yeah.
So it might not be a priority in research, although many people worldwide are affected by hepatitis A, so it maybe should be a priority.
Yeah, it should definitely be a priority.
Yes.
So which people are the most vulnerable to hepatitis A?
So if young children get hepatitis A, it's usually mild or even without any symptoms. Older people can have, or adult people can have, more severe symptoms, and pregnant women can have more severe symptoms as well.
So which demographic is the most vulnerable and has the most deaths each year?
Wow, you have difficult questions. I would say, so the adults and probably the older population, and as in most viral infections, the people that are not having a good immune system, so people that have other underlying illnesses like diabetes or HIV, or have a kidney transplant, for example, those people are more vulnerable for hepatitis A.
What is the standard treatment? What do doctors usually recommend when you have hepatitis A? What do they advise?
It's supportive care, as we call it. There's no treatment available, so it's supportive care. That means that if people are very nauseous, you can give them something for the nausea. If you see that they have inflammation of the liver, you advise them to not take any medication that can cause further damage to the liver. If they are unable to drink enough, you can give them an IV fluid, but there's no specific treatment.
Yes. Okay. So how severe must the infection be to be hospitalized?
Then it must be pretty severe. Most people with hepatitis A don't have liver failure or are unable to drink. But if people cannot drink anymore, or if the liver is not functioning anymore at all, then we admit patients.
So then they have to receive a liver transplant?
Yes, but we don't have that in Suriname.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you.
So how long is hepatitis A contagious in the body?
I'm not sure actually. Not. I think probably as long as people have symptoms, and usually it's a couple of days to weeks. But I'm not sure for hepatitis A, to be honest.
Okay, and according to doctors, what is the best way to prevent it?
Vaccination is a good way to prevent hepatitis A, and hand hygiene, so and food hygiene. So wash your hands if you go to a place where you don't know the people, or if you go to on holiday to like India or something. Make sure you wash all your fruits and vegetables. Don't drink any water that's not safe water. That's the most important ways to prevent hepatitis A.
Where does hepatitis A actually come from?
Where does it come from?
Yes.
You mean its origin, or how you can get infected?
Hey, where does it come from
Yeah.
originally? Where did it first came from?
I have no idea. I'm not sure. No, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know.
And what is the survival rate?
Almost 100%. The mortality from hepatitis A is very, very low, fortunately. So survival is almost 100%.
And I have another question, it's a personal question. When do people with hepatitis go in a coma, and when is it too late that they die?
So if you have a viral hepatitis or other causes of hepatitis is more descriptive term of liver inflammation. If your liver is inflamed due to hepatitis A or B or C, or an overdoses of paracetamol, then at some point, if all the liver cells are breaking down, then your body is not able anymore to perform the functions of the liver, and the liver is important to detoxify the blood, so it removes toxins from your body, but it also makes your coagulation factor, so it makes sure that your blood can still form thrombi if you have so that you don't go bleeding, and it makes proteins. You need proteins to maintain your body functions. And it's also very important in the glucose metabolism. So if your liver doesn't function anymore, you get a very low glucose. The toxins in your body start building up, and if all those things combined, at some point your brain, you get in a coma, because that's when the coma arrives, because you cannot get rid of the toxins in your body anymore. Yeah.
So, how many types of hepatitis are there?
There are 4 common types: hepatitis A, B, C, and D. That's not so common, but
Okay, and what do all those hepatitis viruses have in common?
so hepatitis means inflammation of the liver. The hepatitis viruses all have in common that they cause infection and inflammation of the liver. So that's why they are under that same name and the same group. Yes.
So, what on average is the incubation period of hepatitis A?
Hepatitis A incubation is several days to weeks. Short. It's not very long. It's days to weeks.
And the last question, why is hepatitis A not STD, but hepatitis B and C are?
It's because of the mode of transmission. So hepatitis B and C are transmitted through blood and sperm, mostly by blood, but also by sperm. So that's why those are considered STDs. Hepatitis A is transmitted through the we call it the fecal-oral route. So it's consumed. You get hepatitis A in your mouth, and then you get infected. So therefore it's not considered an STD. However, there are sexual. There are people that sexually get hepatitis A when they perform oral sex on each other, and one of them is infected with hepatitis A. It's also a mode of transmission.
Okay, so the main cause is not sexually transmitted, but it's via food and water.
Exactly.
Thank you for your time.
Yes.
So why do your skin and eyes turn yellow when you have jaundice?
So jaundice is the term for yellow eyes and skin. It's because the bilirubin, I'm not sure if you pronounce it like that in English, but it's one of the stofjes, one of the things that your liver should metabolize, and if your liver is ill from hepatitis, then this bilirubin goes up and that turns your eyes and your skin yellow. So it's a sign of the liver being inflamed. And also in people with severe gallstones, they can also turn yellow. Yeah.
Is there a vaccination for hepatitis A, and what is it called?
Yes, there's a vaccination, and how it's called, hepatitis A vaccination, I would guess. There's probably different sorts with different names. I'm not sure which one we have here and what the name is, but we don't.
What are the symptoms of hepatitis A, and which one is the most important?
So the most common symptoms are nausea, abdominal pain, and just general not feeling very well. And the most important ones are the signs of liver failure. So if people start turning yellow, if they start having bleeding complications, so if they have bruises very easily, or if they get in a coma, that's a sign of severe hepatitis A.
Okay, last question. Have there been recent studies on treatments for hepatitis A?
I haven't seen any recent studies, but I haven't looked into that before you guys came here to see if there's anything new that's being investigated, so I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you for your time.
It's no
That
problem.
was it.